Hi there. This video is a companion to the tie front cabled cardigan by Isle of Yarn Knitwear Design, and it will explain how to work the short rows featured in the bust shaping as shown here and the sleeve shaping. We're working short rows to provide ourselves with a little extra length. Since the stitches are picked up in the sleeve, we want to add a little bit of room in the shoulder. And since our bodies have curves in the bust, we want to give a little extra length as well as width so that the sweater fits smoothly over our bust lines. You can see here where the cables are a little bit longer as opposed to these, that those are where I have worked short rows. I tried a number of different methods for the short rows and found that ending each short row one stitch shy of the end of the cable hid it the best and prevented puckering. So I'm going to show you how I did that. On the bust line, the directions say to work the short rows between the stitch marker and the braid cable, and so that's easy enough to follow. But on the sleeve, I instruct you to work one cable past the marker, and then 2 cables past the marker, and then 3 cables past the marker, and so on. So I'm going to show you how I do that. I am going to knit as though I am working around the sleeve. The sleeve, of course, is worked in the round, and this will be worked flat. But when you're doing the short rows, because you're turning, you are working flat very briefly, so it will be the same thing. So I am going to pretend this is the first short row I work in the sleeve. And on that first short row, I need to work to 1 cable past the marker. So we're going to do that. And I'm not going to work all the way through that cable. I am going to work to the last stitch of that cable. So now I'm going to slip my marker, and now I'm in the first cable past the stitch marker. I am going to work to the last stitch, and then to wrap and turn, I'm going to bring my yarn to the front, pass that last stitch to the right hand needle, bring the yarn to the back, move the stitch back to the left hand needle. I have now wrapped it, and then I'm going to continue to work. I am not going to work the stitch that I passed back. I'm going to work the next one, and this is the first short row, so I'm again only going to 1 cable past that stitch marker, and I'm going to work through that cable until I have 1 stitch left. Then I'm going to do the same thing. Pass the yarn back, bring the stitch to the right hand needle without working it, bring the yarn to the front, move the stitch back to the left hand needle without working it, turn my knitting, work the next stitch, and now I can work to the end, and that will have been the first short row. You'll notice the first short row is very, very short, but we are building the arch to fit our shoulders. So then I can just work to the end. So as I said, on the first short row, you're working to 1 cable past the stitch marker, and then again 1 cable, and then to the end. And then on the second short row, you're working to 2 cables past the stitch marker, and then 2, and then to the end. The third one to 3, and 3, and back, and on until you get to 6, and then you're done, and you just keep working the sleeve as you normally would, cabling in the round. Thank you so much.